Alright guys, I'm super excited to start with the module 1, which is delivery. And in delivery, this is what we're gonna cover. We'll begin with branding decoded. We all are here to become high-ticket designers, and becoming a brand designer is the only possibility to add a great value to a client's life and become a high-ticket designer. But first you should know what is branding, right? So branding decoded. So we'll decode that, and once that is done, we'll deep dive into brand strategy. All right, and then we will further move on to brand design. Strategy covers all your strategic aspects, which we will cover during that session. Branding design is all about the complete identity system, which we'll cover, and then we get on to the applied art of management. Don't get on this terminologies, it's just that I want to make it simple for you guys and relatable. So you all are applied artists, right? We are not fine artists out here making paintings or something. It's an applied art. There is an objective, a client's objective. You are a creative person. You are supposed to meet that business objective with your creative skills. So your art is being applied, but the applied art of management. So even if you learn strategy and design, if you don't get on to the managerial aspects, execution is the key, boss. So you ideas are fine, but the execution is the key. So all right, so the applied art of management, it's all about the execution. So first we'll cover what are briefs like, what is exactly a brief statement, how do you decode a brief, and then how do you really sell your idea to the client or present your idea to the client. All right, so let's begin with branding decoded. So we'll start with the first one. Okay, so as I start, I have this question for you guys. What is a brand? I repeat, what is a brand? Is it some identity, some logo, some design, your visiting card? No, it's all about, so branding is all about building a perception. It is a perception or a reputation. So every consumer, as you might have already checked this, as I asked you the question, what is a brand? You saw the design itself, the design of this slides itself gave you that idea. Okay, this is this brand. Oh, this is that brand. Because you were able to relate with those graphic elements or color or font or the look and feel of it, or the a perception that they have built in the market consistently throughout the years. So all the investments that a business does to build become a brand, and then these brands are doing investments to make sure that this perception is consistently built in the mind of the consumer, and then they sustain the reputation in the market. So it is not just about a logo, but all about how do we really, now we'll further see how do we really build this perception in this course ahead in the further videos. But I wanted to make sure you guys first understand the definition of branding. So I've been asking these questions like multiple times, and trust me, even big institutes and all that, but everybody gets confused. Okay, people are like, it is some logo, some design, etc., but it is a perception, a reputation, and that's what branding is all about. Okay, so let's understand now what is the difference between a business versus brand. Now we know what is a brand, it's a perception. Now let's get into what is a business. Like, what is the difference between a business and a brand? A business is you are selling some energy drink or a soft drink or something like that, versus a brand. A brand is that you are selling a Coke. I'm just taking example for the educational purposes. So let's say you are not selling just another some energy drink or soft drink or something like that, but you are selling a Coke. a brand literally becomes a synonym to that product. Let's say Xerox. Now Xerox is the name, like the brand's name. It's the photocopy, the job that it does. But we say, please give me a Xerox, or let's Xerox this. So everybody here is trying to build such a brand that has a great top of the mind recall. Like the first thing that gets on your mind when you think about something. And guys, let's try this right away. The best, you can only remember two big names now. Okay, so Coke and Pepsi, that's it. So it's very difficult to even think of the third one. So if you see, people the brands are building this reputation, perception, sustaining it, plus they want to be on top of mind recall. That's the reason we guys are doing this. Now how do you do that with the right strategy, design? That is an execution process. But first, understand the context. Now, again, you can take any, like Pepsi and Coke, you can think something else also. It is just like Pizza, Domino's. That's it. Now, you won't have anything else. Like, it's not easy to come up with 5 names in a short span. So, now in this noisy world, if they want to differentiate their product or service, because you are not the only one that's gonna sell that product or service. There are many other people selling soft drinks or doing something like that. Now, how do you differentiate yourself in the market, plus be on top of the mind recall, plus maintain that perception, maintain that reputation? So it's an exercise, a consistent exercise that goes on for years and years. It's not a one-time thing or a short-term thingy. All right. So now, people think, yeah, okay, so why can't I simply invest in branding? Is like a cost to me. I feel I should directly invest in some ads or marketing ads and sell my product. I can see some sales happening. I invest an XYZ amount, I get an XYZ ROI. I see direct investment, direct sales happening. Why do I even consider branding? Now, people feel branding is a cost, which is again a wrong perception. It's not a cost but an investment. Now, if you are telling that, okay, marketing is something which you feel is before than branding, then let me correct you. You need a message, right? Marketing is what? You amplify a message. Amplification is nothing but you spread that, you distribute that. But what will you distribute? You should first have a right message, a right positioning, a right brand personality, a right brand look and feel. You should have your brand at place first. I'm not telling marketing is like something that you should not do. All I'm trying to say is branding comes first. By branding, you get a right name, a right tagline, a right look and feel, a right messaging, positioning, a lot of things which we're going to cover in the content ahead. So branding comes first. That is a long-term thing. Branding is all about why. Whereas marketing, which comes later on, is all about now how. How will we distribute this message? How will we reach this target audience? Through which channels, etc. That is a different ball game altogether. Now, if you have a good brand, you will build a great, a loyalty. If you are consistently providing value to your consumer, and even if you are sometimes not doing ads or not marketing, or if you are not running a TV ad or a Facebook sponsored ads or any channel, I'm not getting into channels, print ad, etc., OOH, out of home advertising, there are many channels, but I'm not getting into channels. There might be a situation you are still doing sales because the brand has been established. So even if you so it's not a short term thing, it's a long term thing. Whereas marketing is like a short term thing. You invested in an XYZ amount, you ran ads, you found some consumers for your business, and then what? So again, you need to invest in marketing. So it's like a very short term objective play. Whereas branding is why, marketing is how, branding is long term, marketing is like a short term exercise. Of course, both go hand in hand, but first comes branding, then comes your marketing. Guys, so quickly to summarize, branding is a perception, not just a logo. Business versus brand, it's all about differentiating your product in the marketplace. You are not the only one selling. So yes, you need to build a brand, have a story, people first, they buy story first, not just the features of the product. So don't build just another business but a brand. And marketing versus branding, of course, both go hand in hand, but first you need to get your brand at place, get it right, then you go out and amplify the message and distribute the message and the story to the world or your target audience. To simplify this further, I'll give you this a brand triangle, if I can say. This will stay with you forever. Now I use this triangle for my own purpose. So first you clarify, then you simplify, and then you unify if you are building a brand. So clarify is nothing but, okay, so I am McDonald's. I am not opening a restaurant out here which sells everything under the roof, all the eatables under the roof. I want to focus on burgers and I want to sell it well. So I want to master my burger experience. Or hey, I am Domino's. I want to focus on pizzas and sell them really well, or offer the best pizza in the world you might have ever had. Alright? Okay, there's a lot in that, but just to give you a idea, I'm giving this example. So you clarify what you really want to build, what you really want to go about. Now you may feel, okay, so Vivek, this is all client's role. Why are you telling me all this? Now, the moment you start working with clients, if your client itself doesn't have all this clarity, what and how will you help them? How will you be able to provide value to them? So I definitely understand it's the entrepreneur or the client that's coming to you who should have all these things at place. But even if it's not there, it's your duty to at least have an open conversation, talk about it, clarify, make sure things are aligned. Then you move ahead to simplify. Now, what do I mean by simplify is a design system or an identity system at place that is visually simplifying the message that we want to give to the world. People connect with visuals, the colors, the fonts, the shape, the look and feel of it, and then they easily connect with that because it's not just the words. Everything is abstract. So when you clarify something, it's abstract, but when you put it, so red and yellow, McDonald's, it comes to your mind. So red and yellow is so much associated, that color is very much associated with us. Now there is no other burger brand that is using that red and yellow color by any chance, because it's there. Like the recall is there now on the consumer's mind. The perception is created, it's created. Now no matter what anybody else comes in the market, it's very difficult for somebody else to penetrate. So this is what gives us clear-cut differentiation. This is what helps us build perception. So you simplify things with a great design language that helps you move further, and then you unify. A McDonald's in India is red and yellow, be it USA, it's red and yellow, be it any other country or states or city, it's unified across. It's not a design disaster where you lose a consistency, that somewhere it's different color, somewhere fonts are used in a different way, the design language is different, even the layouts, everything is so consistent. So unify is nothing but how you make it cohesive, and keep it consistent across so that it builds up, right? So until and unless you connect these three dots again, which is clarify, simplify, and unify. Even if you clarify, if you don't have a great design language which simplifies, it will not connect to the audience. Even if you clarify and simplify, but if you don't maintain and don't unify and don't keep it cohesive and consistent throughout, it's again of no use. So connect these three dots well, and now this sets a context for the next session, which is now we'll deep dive into clarify, which is all about right strategy, and let's understand what is brand strategy in the sessions ahead.